Let's change the soundtrack then. Let's get another lo-fi track on here.
Okay, we got a paintball arena or a submarine. I think another vehicle is...
Let's do a vehicle, because we just did a area, so let's do a vehicle.
Yes. We do a submarine or a fireplane.
But to go back to your comment, Crimson, English and US are throwing strays back and forth constantly until the French come into the picture. That's when all previously held judges are dropped and stool chairs are into play. And it's an interesting dynamic. I mean, that's just history. That's literally just history right there. America, I mean, the entirety of America being able to break off was just predicated off of, hey, France, we're kind of a new nation. Yeah, what's up? Look, I know we don't have too much besides like a diplomat or two, but do you want to screw over the English? Yo, you bet I do. Oh, world history is so wonderful.
Okie dokie. You in, Cruz?
Yeah, it's a big sub.
Yeah.
Going back to things from what we talked about before, yeah, no, I'm a gift giver, romantic type or so, and I will gladly, like, here's the thing, people talk about things being cringy or anything like that, and like in regards to like how you act, or like how you act like in public or whatever, so I am very sappy, and I'm not afraid to be cringy if it means I can make my friends laugh or make them cringe, both for a rise out of me and everything like that or so. I don't like. It's not that like, I don't care about my public image. Nobody thinks highly of me. No, it's the opposite. I'm happy enough with my life that I don't care, actually, what anybody thinks of me. And therefore, I am free to be as cringe as I like. So if I'm gonna do something, you know, super soppy romantic to, like, whoever I want to be it Flaney or just to an IRL friend to embarrass them or so, I will do it in a heartbeat, because it's for the bid. Smile. But also because I'm not afraid to just happily embrace that part of myself and being like, yeah, I think this would make for a good moment, and it's important to me more than it is important for me. It's like the moment and doing it itself is more important than what I feel my image is to whatever strangers might be judging me at that time or so, you know?
Oh, for sure. I am all for public affection, and it's attached Gubbinses, but like anything like that, or you know, if I can have an opportunity to make my friends laugh or to make a stupid joke, like I will ask stupid questions just to get specific responses, so I can then line up a stupid pun.
I feel like one stupid joke that I always do is that anytime anybody mentions a number near me, I always just go like something just like 14. Man, I wish I could count that high. And it's just my ongoing stupid bit that always just gets like start the really look from one person every time. It's the same bit. And I always get somebody's reaction out of it, and that makes me laugh.
That's great.
Yep, Kappa, you said it right. If I am trans, then I am free. Because social expectations are so high of everybody or so. But the fact is that you gotta remember, if you think, oh, they're gonna remember that embarrassing thing that happened at the Christmas party or so. Oh, my life is over, my career is over. People are more worried about what they were doing at that Christmas party than that one time when you embarrassed yourself at the Christmas party. It may come up like with your friends, but to a stranger, I know it was absolutely egregious. They're not going to remember that you tripped over yourself on the sidewalk and made a public fool in that end. No, they're more concerned about what they were doing at the time, be it on their phone call or making it to a meeting or getting their boba tea or whatever crap like that. They're not going to remember. And once you start recognizing that and like your brain starts processing, the average person that doesn't know me does not care about me and would rather not care about what I'm doing at all. It's like a cheat code for like unlocking your own confidence to do whatever you want, like cringe free. I mean,
like I was at the shop today. I was at Little, and I think so. The cashier put the it's just like a bottle of hot sauce through, and they put it down sideways, and it rolled off the table and smashed. And I stared at it, and I was going to, you know, like panic and be like, oh, I'll clean it up. clean it up. And then obviously like she'd already like called someone over, got me a new one, and I was like, it's fine, it happens more often than you think. And then like, even though I felt bad for not doing anything and not like moving or offering to, you know, do anything to clean it up or etc. But it's like, it's a store, it happens, it's their job, and they were all fine, and I was like, wow. And then obviously I'm leaving the store thinking like, oh, I'm not coming back for a while because everyone hates me for dropping the chili sauce. And then it's like, no, like no one is gonna really care. That's just that's what happened that day.
Well, I'll use a better example. So this happened at my work today or so, but it's happened so many times, both at just my current job and my previous ones, to where if you're clocking in, clocking out, and it says, like, it's 5, you're supposed to be out, your coworkers aren't, like, yeah, they might moan and say, well, lucky you, I gotta be out at 5 or so. But we also have the decency of it's like, look, dude, in my position, it's 5 o'clock, it's like, you're supposed to start at 5 o'clock, somebody's asking you at, like, 5:10 to stay for something, or like a customer's asking, no, I got this, just get out of here, you don't deserve to be here. Right, just go. You do your own stuff, I'll be concerned with it, alright? It's that same kind of mentality of like, if it's, like, whatever problems that you might be making, it should be a lot bigger in your head. Other people will just be concerned with what they have to do and not what you are doing, more often than not. Crimson Rose, honestly, romance just feels so strange, so I don't mind the sociopath in me, but it's just strange to imagine or see romance, but then there's friendships too. I get those and have some really close ones. But then there's like, there's something more weird. I don't know if that's like a typo or not, because I'm not exactly what you mean by that second to last comment, Crimson.
Basically,
but, go on.
Basically, they're saying that you know, they understand friendships, but they can't fathom the next level from that, which is relationships.
I don't think it's necessarily a sociopath in you or so. I don't know, like, have you, like, I'm guessing from that end, then, Crimson, you haven't been in a relationship. And I'm not saying this once again to tout or so, but my point here is different forms of love. You have, like, your familial love, you have your platonic friendship love or so, and it's probably, yeah, a scale that you just haven't been able to comprehend. Whether or not it is your brain chemistry that maybe it's just not your preference, actually, and you have to discover that just because, you know, you haven't actually had a true experience or a chance to do so yet. Or, you know, you just haven't found that someone. Either or, it is just a different type of love that, like, you know, you personally won't get to experience until you maybe find that certain somebody or so, for instance.
Cruzy low-key calling someone maidenless.
I mean, I'm being very tactful and respectful because this is a serious thing, both for like the different types of love, because, you know, this is something that other people may or may not experience, but also, like, for somebody like Crimson, they're just in college, and they're just in college, so I don't expect them to.
Once you're down that, Cruzy, could you clean the bottom of this propeller?
I'll get to it. I'm just kind of haphazardly cleaning wherever I go because I keep falling down the stairs. Crimson says, I did it back in high school. Though it was more like not wanting to shut the person down. Well, that's the thing. You dated not for the reasons of truly dating. And also, to be fair enough, too, like...
High school dating is so different.
Yeah. And that's not to devalue your experience. I'm just saying that it's kind of like, you know, like, I feel like the high school sweetheart thing or so, like, you don't have an adult grasp of the world yet, and that's not a problem. It's just it's a very different world because that's all that you can. That's all that you would be able to focus on at the time. Just your date, maybe like whatever extracurriculars you have, and your grades at the time. Versus where we are now as adults.
It's interesting because like the people you can have crushes on the set in school. You bear in mind that you are effectively trapped in a building with them for 6 hours a day, like so. You kind of generate those, you know, sort of not so much the Stockholm syndrome, but like in a very similar aspect to just like people having workplace crushes because they spend so much time together.
It's not Stockholm syndrome. It's the suspension bridge effect. You're with them for, in an isolated environment for a long period of time. That's the one that you're looking for, sweetie.
Fair enough. I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, no, I mean, Stockholm Syndrome, I feel like that's like the media thing that you hear, but that's That's when I think it's more duress, and that's convincing-wise. No, it's suspension bridge effect. So, suspension bridge is, of course, right, that's the trope, but otherwise you not allot the room for a while. Enemies to lovers, 500-page fanfic, whatever. But, no, that's literally it.
This is true. Just like,
Is that so? No, we really look more like the chore eventually. Oh yeah, there's a dance. I don't want to go, but I should probably invite them to it, right? Yeah, I understand. You didn't date them back in high school for the sake of dating, but because, once again, human monkey brain, peer pressure, and you didn't want to turn them down. Understand, that's not necessarily a bad choice by you. That's what makes us human, of course. But when it comes to it, I don't think you've ever got a chance to process in yourself, because you never had an experience, and that's not a problem.
The American focus on school dances is weird. Like, I have seen, you'll have like obviously there's homecoming, whatever the hell that is. There's you'll have like
homecoming is usually
dance,
kind of like
flu season dance, whatever the hell.
Okay, I've never heard flu season dance, but
But the point is that in a British high school, at least, you get one, right? And that's your year 11 prom. That is the very end of your high school. You don't get one in college, you don't get one in primary, you don't, get one in uni. It is literally a once when you are 15, and that is it. And that's all you have to care about. There's no performing every fucking year and having to, oh no, I don't have it. It's every school teenage plot ever,
I feel like when it comes to it, it depends on school, but the big thing about it is that there's a lot more different days to celebrate. So, my high school, for instance, if the football team won a game, there'd be a victory dance afterwards for kind of not so more of the festivities, but also it's an excuse to invite your partners out or to invite your friends out and go to it. Do you actually know what a homecoming dance is, sweetie? Or just do you know it by name?
I know it by name. What is homecoming?
Homecoming is quite literally what it says on the tin. It's basically kind of like it can be basically any date or so. Any date that the school or organization sets, because it's the homecoming for alumni to come back. So usually it's for the school's anniversary more often than not.
Oh, so it's not even it's not. I thought it was maybe
It's not a national holiday. No, it's usually set by the schools or so, I believe.
Okay, so.
But it's basically glorified alumni night.
I thought it was something weird, sort of the end of the first month to celebrate the beginning of the school term or something.
No, it's usually more centered around, once again, the founding of the school, or something around the school, because they're to celebrate the alumni for whatever reason, be it a founder or a sponsor or whatever stuff like that or so. But that's what homecoming is, love. And as such, a homecoming dance is important because that's probably the biggest celebration that the school will deliberately put on. Because it's not just for the students or for a sports team, but because it's actually for the whole school itself.
I actually love that you explained it and then said how it was the most important, whereas when you explained it to me, my first thought was wow, it's even more banal than I thought.
I mean, I did say it's glorified alumni night on one end, but you get what I mean.
No, but I mean, it's just not something we do here. Who wants to go back to school? I've seen, when I was in school, I saw one, maybe two, previous people. People don't go back unless they are unemployed and bored.
It's that American freedom, unironically again, of us wanting to do our things. So what's the biggest disconnect from America to European stuff? To do something, you have to have a car more than anything, I feel. And to that end, having that extra freedom of being able to say, yeah, I can drive to the dance or so, that's better on the social end. And also, it's not just kind of oh, everybody's getting off on the same train at the end of the day or so,
I love how it's all about freedom in America, but there's so much tradition in there that everyone does the same thing. And also the fact that the American dream is one single concept of owning your own business.
You're kind of seeing how the logic wraps around on itself then, lovely, right?
It's stupid.
Crimson says, I went to 2 dances my entire time. A senior ball and a winter dance run 2 years before. The winter one was free and was fine. The senior ball was tortured. That sucks. Yeah, I only ever went to like 3 dances myself.